I'm George Lawrence. I live in Nashville, Tennessee, and I'm presently playing with Poco and with Tommy Malone. I started in school band, graduated to being a road drummer, ended up in LA doing albums, and eventually moved to Nashville where I do tours and albums. And along the way I had a couple of drum shops, and I bought Not So Modern Drummer magazine. And I'm still publishing that to this day, and life is groovy here in Nashville. I started with Taye somewhere around the early 2000s. I was an endorser. I was living here. And then in 2001, I moved to Akron, Ohio, where I had a drum shop, and I became a Taye dealer. And I sold a lot of Taye drums out of that drum shop. I moved back here in 2010, and just recently got asked to be a Taye endorser again, and I've got one of the new Parasonic kits and just took it out on the road for a couple of weeks with Tommy Malone, and it was slamming. Two things happened in this past tour that I did with this new kit. I had a couple of engineers. I remember there was one in Asbury Park. I can't even remember the name of the club. We were playing a lot of old famous rock clubs up around the Northeast, and had a couple of engineers come up and say, well, there's no hole in the front bass drum head. I said, well, just put a mic on, let's see how it sounds. And by the end of the sound check, they said it's the best sounding bass drum I've ever heard. And there was another instance where I did a PBS show with Tommy Malone, and the only drum that I had to use the house kit, but the only drum that I took was my Taye specialty walnut maple drum. And same comment. The guy came out and said, that's the first time we've had a good sounding snare drum in this room since we started this show. And I felt the same way. It's just a great sounding, big old splashy drum. The kit I'm playing right now is a 6-piece Parasonic kit, and the bass drum's a 22 by 18. Toms are 10, 12, then 14 to 16 floor toms, and then I'm using several different Taye snare drums. I've been playing sessions and gigs and doing tours pretty much all my life. I'm 59 now, and there's another side to what I do, and literally it's my left brain. I write. I love to write, and that's how I got involved with Not So Modern Drummer magazine, which started in 1988, and I've been publishing it for the last 5 years, and it's going through some dramatic changes. And I say we, that's the royal we, me, I'm coming out with a new publication basically called the bluebookofdrums.com. And this is basically what Not So Modern Drummer is going to become, which is the biggest resource about historical drum information available on the web. And I'm looking at that as pretty much the culmination of my life's work. It's not so much my drumming as being able to pass on what I've learned in drumming and about drums and the drum industry and drum history. There's an analogy that I can make with this Taye drum. It's really rather strange that the first drum that Taye gave me was this big, thick walnut maple drum. Early on in my career, I got to play on Jeff Porcaro's drum set, and he had a Radio King, an old Slingerland Radio King, that I have been trying to find that sound for, 30 years now. And this drum comes closer to that than any drum that I've ever played. And when you look at it, it's constructed very similarly to the old Radio King drums with the reinforcing rings and the real wide snare bed. And it's just got this particular gonky, gushy, splashy sound that I like in it, and it doesn't get lost when you tune it low, which I like to tune low. I like to get a big, fat, long sound out of the drum. So, this drum is pretty much my go-to drum now. It's I've got several other Holy Grail vintage drums that I don't mind taking out, but I'm grabbing this one all the time now. So it's pretty cool.